Hello everybody, I'm back and it's a time for another episode of Leaf Green, the Christian Challenge, Pokemon. And guess what I have just done? We have grinded all the way up to level 50s. So we are now level 50. We are about ready to just take on the rest of this game. I'm going to go ahead and put Eden up front though, because Eden will be very useful in the next badge. We're going to go ahead and save the game before we go any further. We're 23 hours and 48 minutes into the game, and we're going to go on ahead up to Viridian Gym. Your jab in the making. Even I don't know the Viridian leader's identity, but one thing's certain, this will be the toughest of all the gym leaders. Also, I hear that the trainers here like ground-type Pokemon. So they like the ground-type Pokemon. We're going to go ahead and face off against our first three trainers here. It's going to be a long one. So here comes the first guy. You must be running out of steam by now. Well, you're actually the first guy I've faced, so the fact that I'm running out of steam by now doesn't bode well for all the other people that have faced you. Level 38 Sandslash, we've got this in the bag with a level 50 Eden with Razor Leaf. We'll take this guy out, no problems at all. The HP went down very slowly though. He's going to send out a Graveler. We're going to keep out Eden. And Eden's basically going to be very useful to us once again for the first time in quite some time. Eden's going to be actually very useful in a gym because all the ground type people will be weak against us. Because he'll use, as you can see, they use stuff like Onyx, which is a rock ground type, and Graveler is a rock ground type as well. Nidoking and Nidoqueen will also make an appearance, and I think there's a few fighting types in this gym as well. You can see that this guy's got quite a lot of big, powerful ground type Pokemon, but we're taking them out quite easily with our level 50 Eden. The reason why I trained up to level 50 is that I'm afraid of what's going to happen if we don't grind up as much as possible when we get to the Pokemon League. Now you saw that in my Fire Red run through, I was pretty much able to do it with just one level 50, but they were all evolved, and I had a Psychic type as well. So we might have some problems here. This guy looks like a fighter. Hopefully he has rock Pokemon, but if he has fighting, that's not a problem. We can swap up to Chiding. He's got fighting types, yes, so we're going to go ahead. He's got a level 40 Machop. We're going to swap out to our level 50 Chiding. Out he comes. He is looking sweet. He is looking pimped up for this. He's going to go for a Vital Throw. That's going to do quite a bit to us. We're going to go ahead for the Aerial Ace. We should KO it. And yes, his Machop is down for the count. We've got quite a few type advantages for this gym. So he's sending out Machoke. We're going to go for another Aerial Ace. Hopefully this will land a crit and take down his Machoke. It was just super effective. We didn't even need a crit because we had 10 levels on him and a super effective move. So there he goes. He's down for the count with 960 for winning. And the third of these first three gym trainers is here as well. This recording is going to be a very, very long one. I am keeping an eye on the time. But I do know that we'll probably be able to get through these trainers very quickly with Eden as well. And that's why I'm bringing up Eden in this gym, because I know that he's going to be fairly useless against quite a lot of the Elite Four. The only Elite Four member that he's going to be useful against will be Bruno, and only for the Onyxes. The fighting types Chiding can take out, so that Eden-Chiding combination will work very well against Bruno in the Elite Four. But here we go, we've got Marowak, we're going to go for the Razor Leaf once again. The reason why I'm using Razor Leafs and not Solar Beams is that I want to get this done as quickly as possible without taking 2 turns to do so. So Eden leveled up to level 51, we've now broken into the low level 50s. He's going to send out another Marowak. Yeah, we might as well bring out our Bathsheba and get another bit of a type advantage on him. Try and level up Bathsheba, but a level 50 Lapras is pretty much all we need, so we're going to try and avoid leveling up Lapras as much as possible, focus the experience on the others. So here comes another Rhyhorn. Yeah, we might as well swap out for Eden actually, try and level up Eden as close to level 55 as we can at least. I want to get Eden to be our strongest Pokemon in terms of level, so that our starters is our strongest Pokemon, because Eden, he isn't really that powerful in terms of stats right now. He's got some really powerful moves that he learned a little bit sooner than expected. He's going to send out Nidorina. That's not a ground type, so we're going to go ahead, send out Mary and use a flamethrower against it. But yeah, really I'm going to try and focus on leveling up Mary and Eden as much as possible, as well as focusing on trying to level up Jacob whenever I can. So hopefully the quick attack won't poison us thanks to the... Oh, he's going to use a Hyper Potion. Should have just used another Flamethrower, because I think that the Poison Point will now poison our Mary thanks to... No, it was fine. It didn't poison our Mary at all. So maybe that Nidorina just doesn't have... Oh, my emulator froze. There we go. My emulator suddenly decided to freeze on me, so that's going to be great. Sending out Nidoqueen. Yes, we're going to bring out Bathsheba, we're going to send out a Surf and get rid of that Nidoqueen as quickly as we possibly can. Nidoqueen is a ground poison type. The Surf should do wonderful things on it. Should take it out pretty much one hit, and it does. Nidoqueen is down for the count. And you can see a pattern emerging in the fact that you might notice that these trainers are using a Pokemon that a particular trainer earlier in this game used quite often indeed. He's calling himself the Karate King. This gym is actually quite a mix between ground and fighting for the most part in terms of the trainers. The thing about these gyms is that the trainers within them can vary somewhat, whereas the actual gym leader tends to stick to what he's good at. Archiding leveled up to level 51, that is awesome. I'm going to keep Archiding. I'm just going to try and level him up as much as possible as well, as he's going to be fairly useful against some of the Pokemon in the Pokemon League if we can get his speed up as quickly as possible, because I know that the fighting guy Bruno, his fighting types are really quick, so if we can get our Chiding up to a sort of respectable level 50, maybe level 52, then we should be able to defeat it no problem. So that was another guy done and dusted. We're going to go ahead and face off against another guy over here in a sec, but first let's just swap out Archiding for Eden, try and get some experience for her as well. And this video may go over quite a bit from that. It's going to be an Arbok level 39. It's going to cut our attack. We're going to go straight for the safeguard to prevent poisoning. Sorry about that, I got a stupid notification on my laptop telling me that something was wrong when it wasn't. So let's use a flamethrower, and let's get rid of this Arbok. Almost got rid of that Arbok. We're protected by the safeguard, so it wasn't able to to paralyze us using the glare. So a second flamethrower took it out quite easily indeed. I'm gonna send out Tauros. Tauros is a normal type, so let's bring out Jacob. Hopefully Jacob will be able to take this sucker down with a brick break. That's what I'm hoping anyway. It's a level 39 Tauros, it should be very good. The first time I played on the game, actually, Tauros was my favourite Pokemon. I remember when I was a kid, Tauros was almost my favourite. I really wanted a Tauros. I spent ages in the Safari Zone looking for a Tauros because I really wanted one on my team. And then when I got it and found out it was just a normal type, so it wasn't really that great, I was like, okay, maybe not. But I did train it up to a level 50, and I got it through the Pokemon League. It was a very, very strong Pokemon, and I taught its strength. So the Tauros was the one that was moving my boulders around. And yeah, it was a very strong Pokemon for me back in my original team, but my original team was kind of mix-mashy. I didn't really know much about type advantages back then. I didn't really pay much attention to the game and how the game should be played. And I really wasn't really that good at the game, to be completely honest. So here comes Machoke. We're going to send out Mary. We're going to go ahead, try and use the flamethrower and get this Machoke gone in one hit, hopefully. We've got some levels on it, so hopefully it's going to go for a Foresight. That's a bit of a wasted move. I think what that does is that predicts what we're going to do next and braces the Pokemon for that attack. I really don't know what Foresight does. The only time I've ever used Foresight was once during Silver, because I got a Hoot and the Hoot knew Foresight. And it didn't really do anything at all. Really didn't. So he's going to start off with a Sand Slash, which is a ground type. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and use the flamethrower, try and get this thing down with our Mary. It's not going to be very effective against it, but it actually did quite a bit of damage to that Sand Slash. Okay, let's go ahead and use the quick attack. He used a Super Potion. And our attack missed. So we're going to go ahead and use the flamethrower. Hopefully it hits, which it does. And that should take out this Sand Slash. Well done, it was a crit as well. So if that was our first attack, that would have taken it down. I'm going to use a Rhyhorn. We're going to swap out now. We're going to bring out Eden. We're going to try and level up Eden as much as we possibly can before the Elite Four. Because Eden really needs all the help he can get. We're not going to be using him against the Ice badge, so he's not going to get any experience from that. But I want to try and level him up as close to level 55 as I can. Here comes the Sand Slash. We're going to keep out Eden. We're going to use a Razor Leaf again. Eden's going to be our main guy in this gym. He's going to be very effective for us, going to get us a lot of experience and a lot of money. Going to get rid of those Sand Slashes like nobody's business. Nidorino's coming out. He's not a ground type, so we've got to get rid of Eden finally. We're going to send out Jacob and use a Thunderbolt. And hopefully we'll be able to KO this Nidorino in one shot. It's a level 39, so Jacob should be more than enough for this. And there we go. It wasn't quite a KO, but never mind. It paralysed him because of our static. Let's go ahead and use the Brickety Break. The Brick Break. We'll try and take him down. It wasn't very effective, but it was all that we needed to do so. And out comes the Nidoking. We're going to go ahead and swap for Bathsheba. We're going to try and get her experience up as much as possible. Nidoking is Poison Ground type, so we should be more than capable of taking it out with simply just using Surf. And Surf takes it out, no problems at all. Bathsheba gets some really good experience from that Nidoking, and we defeated Cool Trainer Samuel. So this gym is actually quite cool. You can see that it gives you loads of clues as to who the gym leader might be, just from the sheer mechanics of the thing. There's the gym leader, and I think that we've just completed every single trainer, so I'm just going to go ahead and heal up our Pokemon quickly at the Pokemon Center, and then I'll be right back.